I feel like one of the more interesting tablets that I've tested is the Yoga Tab 11 by Lenovo, which came out back in 2021. It's a little more unique than most other tablets, and you can get it fairly cheap right now. But now that it's 2024, is it still worth it? As far as the price goes, you can get this for under $200, which is quite a bit cheaper than its normal price of just over $300. It comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage for the base model, but there's also an 8 gigabyte version with 256 gigabytes of storage as well. The screen quality on here is actually pretty nice. It's got an 11-inch IPS LCD display with 1200 by 1900 resolution at 400 nits brightness. It's also a wide vinyl L1, which is nice to have for streaming apps like Netflix, and you can go up to 4K resolution for YouTube videos. So when you compare this to other tablets in this category, this is definitely one of the better options in my opinion. As far as screen quality, there's a couple things that make this a little more unique. You can see it's got a kickstand on the back, which can also be used as a handle. It's just really nice to have it built in so you don't have to use a case if you're watching videos in the kitchen or in the office or at your desk. The other obvious difference is the speakers along the bottom, which definitely sound nicer than what you typically get on tablets. It's probably not as good as the previous Yoga Tab, but still sounds nice, fairly loud, and has decent bass as well. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what they sound like. The battery life on this is a little above average at about 7 hours in my typical battery drain test, so plenty to last a day or two with mixed usage, even longer if you turn the screen brightness down. Performance-wise, it has a MediaTek G90T processor with 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM. Seems like it's fairly comparable to the new Galaxy Tab A9 Plus and should be good enough for most of your basic things. It's also good enough to play most games like PUBG Mobile and Asphalt 9 without too much issue. One thing to keep in mind though is this does feel a little more awkward when playing games, just because of the larger base down at the bottom where the speakers are. It also makes the tablet feel a little off balance when you're holding it in your hands as well. But it's actually pretty nice if you're going to be using a Bluetooth controller while gaming. Software-wise, this is going to look very similar to some of the other Lenovo tablets that have came out within the past couple years. You've got the Google Entertainment Space left of the home screen. This one also has productivity mode, which I believe they renamed it. Doesn't really change it as much as Samsung DeX, but it's still nice to have in case you need to be a little more productive. It also adds the taskbar down at the bottom. Nice thing is it also works with the Precision Pen 2, which is good for taking notes or just moving around the software. It's not quite as good as the S Pen from Samsung, but it's still a nice option to have from time to time. This tablet is currently on Android 11. From what I could tell, it doesn't look like it's getting more updates after this year. Of course, it's still gonna get app updates, at least for a couple years or so. The cameras on here are sort of what you would expect on a more affordable tablet. The quality is not great, but I don't think most people are getting this tablet for the cameras. If you're in a Zoom meeting or a video conference call, you're probably going to get better results from your cell phone, even budget ones, but it has decent screen quality. I feel like the performance is still decent, even in 2024, especially if you just need something to sit on the counter to watch Netflix, YouTube, that kind of stuff. But really the main reason while this may not be the best option in 2024 would be the lack of software updates. I know I've got a lot more videos I'm working on for tablets, phones, and other tech, including a lot more devices on whether it's still worth it in 2024. So you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.